Okay, so today we have a special occasion, I guess you would say. Jim Croce and Bad Bad Leroy Brown. Now, I've heard this song. I've never delved into it, obviously, but I'm going to do a live version here, and I've never seen this version, this video. And I wanted to do this because as I record this, it is September 20th, 2024, which means it's been 51 years since Jim Croce and Maura Muehlheisen, along with others, passed away tragically in a plane crash. And I reacted to Jim, I think, in June. I was looking at my videos, and so it was kind of recent, but I don't know. I just wanted to do something like this because, again, he passed away, and I've never done anything about this song, and I feel like that's kind of criminal. So, yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of a review and a tribute, I guess you would say, to Jim, and, of course, to Maury as well, who was his right-hand man. So let's get into this, talk about it after. Again, the live version here could get blocked, but we'll see what happens. Let's go. Long intro.
This is another one of those character songs. I got out of a university in 1965, totally prepared for life in the 12th century. Kind of looked around here, looked around there, and then I got this brown letter in the mail one day, signed by a general. Said, "Come play with us." So I went down to a place called Fort Jackson in South Carolina, where they took my extensive college experience and put me into the infantry. As a lineman, I climbed telephone poles. It was communications. Yeah, stringing that wire from one place to another. And I met this guy down there who was in the company. His name was Leroy Brown. Now, Leroy was one of those guys that didn't know the meaning of no. You tell Leroy to do one thing, and Leroy would do another thing. He was just one of those kind of characters. He come from Chicago, been out in the street a long time, and had to make his own way. So he was about to keep on making it. He was down there a couple weeks, and he looked at me one night. We're sitting talking. He says, "You know, Jim, I don't like this place, and I'm going to go home." So he got himself packed up, and he went home without telling anybody. Except in the Army, they call that AWOL, absent without leave. But he did come back at the end of the month to get his paycheck, and that was it. Snap put him in the handcuffs and took him away, but didn't bother him. He'd get out a little later and still hung around. He was always the kind of guy that would keep people laughing, unless he got in trouble with him. And this is a tune I wrote about him, just called Bad Bad Leroy Brown.
Here we go. Another story song.
Well, the south side of Chicago is the baddest part of town. And if you go down there, you better just beware of a man named Leroy Brown. Now Leroy, more in trouble. See, he stand about 6'4". All the downtown ladies call him treetop lover. All the men just call him sir. And he's bad, bad Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole damn town. The better than old King Kong, that meaner than a junkyard dog. Now Leroy, he a gambler, and he like his fancy clothes, and he like to wave them diamond rings up onto everybody's nose. He got a custom Continental, he got an Eldorado too. He got a 32 gun in his pocket for fun. He got a razor in his shoe. Yeah, and he's bad, bad Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole damn town. Better than old King Kong, and meaner than a junkyard dog. Well, it was Friday, about a week ago, and Leroy shooting dice, and at the edge of the bar sat a girl named Doris, and ooh, that girl looked nice. Well, he cast his eyes upon her, and her trouble soon began. And Leroy Brown and learned a lesson about him messing with the wife of a jealous man. And it's bad, bad Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole damn town. Better than old King Kong, and meaner than a junkyard dog. Well, them two men took to fighting, and when they pulled them from the floor, Leroy looked like a jigsaw puzzle with a couple of pieces gone. And it's bad, bad Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole damn town. Better than old King Kong, and meaner than a junkyard dog. Yes, it's bad, bad, bad Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole
Lord. So there it is, Jim Croce and Bad Bad Leroy Brown. So like I said, I've heard the song in passing. I've never really, again, delved into it like this kind of a situation. Never seen that video. And again, it's just nice seeing Jim perform live, again, with his right-hand man, his, I would say, best friend, one of his friends anyway. I don't know what they were like off stage, but either way, Maury Muehlheisen. And, I mean, again, because of why I'm doing this, because of the, I guess their death anniversary. I mean, that's one way to put it. So that what comes to mind again is the plane crash, and I just think, throughout the video, I was thinking, it just sucks that they're gone. I mean, yeah, stating the obvious, but because again, there was so much talent there, and we only got to see a little bit of it, really, because Jim was 30 when he passed away, and I didn't know that Maury was, quite younger than him. I think he was 24 or 25 when he passed away with him, and yeah, it's just like, they had, the world in their hands, this kind of a thing. And I do believe this song did go to #1, as I see on songfacts.com, went to #1 in the US. And I do believe it was still on the chart. I don't know if it was still #1 but I know it was still on the chart when they passed away. Again, there's more than just Jim who passed away. And I want, to say that, because I don't want to just pretend like Jim was the only one in this tragedy. But yeah, anyway, their chemistry was just, fantastic. I love the back and forth, the bad, they each did the bad thing. And they're smiling at each other. Even when Jim is singing, you can see the smile on his face, under his beautiful mustache. Maury, his mustache game isn't bad either. Great hair on Maury too. Great glasses. What a look he had. Again, it was just completely 1970s. But yeah, they just had such a warmth to them. Their chemistry was on point, like I said. And they just seemed like the best of friends, and they just seemed like they got along so well. And it seems like nobody could not get along with Jim. Everybody got along with Jim. That seems better to say if I could say it. But yeah, it just seems like Jim was just such a loving guy, a caring guy. Even his widow, Ingrid, and his son, AJ, I mean, they say the same basically. And, that there wasn't a bad bone in his body. And again, this is one of those, like he said on the top, another character song. And he is one of the best storytellers, even when he's just talking to you, like at the beginning, even when he's talking or in a song, he's one of the best storytellers. It's captivating. It's kind of, it can be humorous too. And yeah, it's just like, other people come to mind, John Denver, these kind of people come to mind, also storytellers, Gordon Lightfoot, this kind of a thing. But there's just something about Jim for me. There's such a warmth to him, like I said, and there's just such a familiarity, there's a word to him, for me as well. Again, he just seems like an old friend. I mean, or just like, I don't know, an uncle or something to you, because again, he was older than me. But anyway, it's just yeah, I don't know, it just seemed like, I don't know, he just seems so cool. I guess that's what it is at the end of the day. And I just love his music, and he's one of the best artists I've come across through this channel. I don't remember who suggested him or what, but thank you a lot. And because he's one of my favorite guys I've come across. And again, talking about Leroy Brown here, bad Leroy Brown, and how we said it was basically, obviously, I guess this didn't actually happen, but it was a real person, and he took that and made a story out of it. But I could just imagine, I would imagine the real Leroy Brown, because I did see on songfacts.com, I think, that at least 50 people came forward and over the years and have said it was about them. They're Leroy Brown, but 49 of them have to be lying. But either way, the real one, I can imagine, was probably really happy to know he had kind of a theme song, even if in the end he kind of turned out to be looking like a jigsaw puzzle. But anyway, again, this is very reminiscent of his other song, You Don't Mess Around with Jim, where Jim kind of again, these guys are big and bad until at the end of the songs they each get messed up, and then things kind of change. But yeah, again, I love this so much. I love Jim's delivery. I love the acoustic guitar here. Obviously, there's more instruments on the studio track of this, but just, here it was just Maury and Jim on the acoustic guitars, I guess you would say. And I love the little intricacies on that. Again, it's very folky, you would say, and very catchy. And again, it's just, I don't know, it's just so nice to the ears. It's just, it's such an easy listening track. And yeah, so, and it's fun too. So anyway, let me get to these lyrics. I guess I said everything I wanted to say off the top. And I just love Jim's spirit throughout the song too. And again, he's smiling in the video, and he just seems so happy, and he just, seems to be happy to be singing this. And again, even when he was talking, he's making jokes. He just seems like, he seemed like such a funny, cool guy. I mean, my God, I guess set it up. But we go into here with the first verse. Well, the south side of Chicago is the baddest part of town. And again, I've heard some stories about Chicago. It can be, some parts of the town can be pretty bad, and that seems to be where old Leroy Brown was hanging out. And if you go down there, you better just beware of a man named Leroy Brown. Now, Leroy, more than trouble. Again, I love the way he, his wording with his rhymes. Now Leroy, more than trouble. I don't know. It's just a way he, he would word things or structure his lyrics. It's just, I don't know. It gives it a I don't know what the word is. It gives it a, I guess a uniqueness in a way about it. But anyway, you see he stands about 6'4". All the downtown ladies call him treetop lover. All the men just call him sir. So it seems like he has the ladies wrapped around his finger, and he's got the men. The men are scared of him. They fear him in that way, and he seems like he's on top. My God. And we go on to find out even more about old Leroy Brown. So, and he's bad Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole damn town. Again, if you're Leroy Brown and you hear this, I mean, you just be walking, even 10 feet taller, even though he is already 6'4". Badder than old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard dog. I mean, again, he's bad, he's mean, he's badder than King Kong. I mean, goddamn, you got to be pretty bad there. He's meaner than a junkyard dog. I mean, that's pretty mean. I mean, my God. And then we go into the second verse. Now, Leroy, he's a gambler, and he likes his fancy clothes. So I guess maybe that's where he gets most of his money from gambling, you would say. And maybe he I don't know, he could have, could be cheating when he's gambling and stuff like that. And maybe because he's so, big and feared, maybe he just gets the money anyway, even if he loses a game of whatever the hell they're doing. Anyway, even if he's, doesn't win, it seems like people still might give him some money because he's bad Leroy Brown, and he gets his money either way. And he liked to wave his diamond rings in front of everybody's nose. So again, he seems to be pretty, a bit of a show off, you might say. He got a custom Continental. He's got an Eldorado too. So he's got two nice cars. He got a gun, a 32 gun in his pocket for fun. He got a razor in his shoe. So he's got a gun, he plays around with. He's got a razor in his shoe. Again, he's wearing these nice clothes. He seems rich. He seems wealthy, and he's in the bad part of town here. And he just seems like, I don't know, just the guy of the town, obviously, the talk of the town. And he seems to be doing well in life, with these things around him. Then we have the chorus again, which I won't repeat. And then we go into the third verse. Well, Friday about a week ago. And again, I just love the storytelling aspect here, talking about, Friday about a week ago. And as we record this, it is Friday, so that's fun. Leroy shooting dice. So again, here we go, he's kind of, shooting dice, playing games. And at the edge of the bar sat a girl named Doris, and ooh, that girl looked nice. Well, he casts his eyes upon her, and the trouble soon began. And again, I just love, how he's kind of enticing you. Jim is here, and getting you ready for what's about to go down. Leroy Brown, he learned a lesson about messing with the wife of a jealous man. So again, I don't know if it's just that Leroy Brown, maybe he actually has beat some people up, whatever the hell, and that's why people are feared, or that he's all bark and no bite, and that or maybe he just met his match, or maybe no one's ever really fought him, and they never knew that he wasn't actually that great of a fighter. Anyway, it seems like he did meet his match at the end of the day, and this jealous man. I mean, I guess if somebody's coming on to your wife or whatever, you might turn jealous and go after them, and that seems to be what happened here. And he learned his lesson that you don't mess around with a jealous man here. Then we have the chorus again, and then the bridge. Well, the two men took to fighting, and when they pulled him from the floor, Leroy looked like a jigsaw puzzle with a couple of pieces gone. Not pieces, a couple of pieces gone. So seems like the jealous husband here kind of mangled him up pretty good. And like I said, it reminds me of old Jim from Don't Mess Around with Jim. He got messed up by Slim. And then we go on to the chorus again. He's bad Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole damn town. And that goes on. And the outro, yeah, he was badder than old King Kong, and he meaner than a junkyard dog. Again, just a fun, catchy, again, humorous track about a real guy, but obviously Jim took some liberties, like I said, I think earlier, and made a whole story about it, and how Leroy at the end of it, they still say, even after the story there, that he got messed up, whatever, but at the end of it, they still go on. Well, he's still the baddest man in the whole damn town, but even though he got beat up by the jealous man. But yeah, I just love the story, and I just love the way Jim sings it, and I like it a lot. So anyway, like I said earlier, I wanted to do something here for the passing, 51 years. I know it's not 50 years, it's 51. It's kind of an odd number or whatever, but I just wanted to do it because I thought about it, and I said, oh yeah, September 20th, he passed. So here we are, and yeah, so anyway, obviously rest in peace to Jim and Maury, and actually hold the phone. I know this video is already long, but I just wanted to mention this. Jim Croce, of course, passed away in the plane crash, along with Maury Muehlheisen again, but the other people as well, the pilot, Robert and Elliot, Croce's bandmate Maury, the manager and booking agent, Kenneth D. Cortez, I want to say, road manager Dennis Rast, and George Stevens, a comedian who I do believe was opening for Jim at this point. So again, just to say all their names, because again, I know Jim gets the spotlight, but and I love Jim, but I wanted to mention the other people who passed away too. So yeah, I guess that's all I got to say. So thanks for watching. Rest in peace to those guys again. And again, just in such a short time, they created great magic together, and music that's been, I mean, heard for so many years now. Again, it's been over 50 years and people still love this. So anyway, obviously lasting impact on the music industry. So yeah, thanks for everything. Thanks for watching, subscribing, commenting. I don't know if I said that already, but thanks a lot. I'll talk to you guys again soon.